Today I'm going to hit you with some knowledge. To do a review on the Honda Varadero XL 125. It's a pretty good bike. I'd recommend anybody to get it, especially if you're a learner or you're thinking about getting into biking. I think the 125 Honda Varadero is pretty good, although other bikes would also stand up to scratch. I can only really give a review on this bike because it's the only bike I had. I've had it for about 13 months now, which is why I think it is time that I actually do a review. The Honda XL 125 has been in production by Honda since 2001. It's a liquid-cooled, 4-stroke, 4-valve, 125 90-degree V-twin engine. The oil is a 1.2 litres, and the way to check the oil, it goes in here. You have to wait for the engine to be cool enough. There's a little window here. You just have to pull the bike upright, hand on brake, and you just have to make sure that the level here is optimum. The bike is very high up off the ground. It gives the rider a very high up commanding position. When I ride the bike, I can actually see over the car roofs, which is beneficial because I can see what's actually coming and I can prepare myself for it. The bike looks like it should be a 600cc. It's huge, especially for a 125. It's very desirable, especially for first time learner drivers. The brakes are okay. You really do need to give them attention, especially when you ride the bike hard, which is very easily done because it's just so enjoyable. It does 72 miles per hour. That's the top speed. I get 120 kilometers an hour, which is the same really. The highest speed limit in Ireland anyway is 120, so I don't really need more. You can really feel it though when you're on a straight. You can feel the speed. It takes a while to get to that speed though. So there's not a lot of torque in it, but I suppose there is a lot of torque when you consider that it is a small bike. There's the Euro emission standards that came into force in 2007. Honda had a choice in 2007 to stop production or to continue with it. They decided to continue with it, and they made the engine much more fuel efficient, and also they changed the design and the style of the bike to conform with what Honda were aiming for at the time in 2007. So there's a big difference between prior models and the 2007 models up. You can see the new style in the front fairing. There's new indicators. There's a front visor that's different from the previous models. There's also a new dashboard that's different from the previous models as well. The steel down pipes that are underneath the machine, they do tend to rust very easily. The downside to the bike, however, there are a lot of these bikes around. Parts are easy to come by, which is probably another good thing about the bike. You'll pick up any piece from anywhere. The bike has 15 brake horsepower. It does 65 miles per gallon. I get 220 miles out of it. You get 250 altogether because there is a reserve tank switch down here. I did run out of fuel one day and I had to switch it on, and I got an extra 30 miles before I had to go into a petrol station. But I wouldn't let that happen again. So every 220 miles I'd have to fill the tank back up again. There's no fuel gauge on the bike, unfortunately, but I just have to go by the barometer. Sounds sweet, starts up straight away. If it doesn't start in the morning, if the bike is too cold, there is a choke. This is probably the last of the bikes that has a choke, because every Varadero beyond this model has a fuel injection into the engine.